Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be reviewing a pre-workout called Skull Crusher. It's a stimulant-free one, so switch off now if you're only in here for the stims, but some people do like the non-stims, they're pump formulas, so if you're one of those, stick around, check it out. It's from Skull Labs, but it's kindly sent down to us by FA Nutrition, so thank you very much guys. But let's see how it fares as we cover the taste, price and label and the effects, because we've reviewed quite a lot of these guys' products and they're generally quite cheap and cheerful. Not the best effects. Will it be the same story here? Will it be different? We'll find out together. I think we reviewed their stimulant version of Skull Crusher. We reviewed obviously their new Angel Dust, which, you know, nothing like the original one. And we've reviewed a lot of their other bits and pieces. Like I said, FA Nutrition owns Skull Labs. They own a bunch of other brands, including Kevin Lebrone. So much to get done. But today, this one. Let's get into it. And if you're new here and you do like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you like our videos in general and you find it useful, hit the sub button if you haven't already, hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our uploads, because we drop about 3 a week, but let's go. So the first segment, we're into taste and mixability, and we've got the flavour Exotic 8 flavour. I'm not sure if that's going to focus, so you might just have to trust me on that, but very weird. Anyway, let's see how it tastes. We've whacked it in, 17.5 grams serving amount. Mixability looks pretty respectable for a pump formula, because normally they're, well, the more difficult ones to mix versus stimulant-based pre-workouts, especially loaded pump formulas. Whether this one is or not, we'll get into that shortly, but let's see how it tastes. Don't know about exotic, it tastes like a tropical fruit juice kind of flavour. Sweet, not really sour. Obviously no chemical undertones or nastiness in that regard, not any stimulants in it. There is some chalkiness to it as well, which we'll explain that when we get into the label. But give it another sip and then I'll give you my verdict. Yeah, it's not bad, it's not great, it's not bad, it's quite strong tasting. I'll be happy to give it a 7 out of 10. Like, it's good. It's not amazing. It's definitely not bad, but it's above average. Hence the 7 out of 10 score. But anyways, let's move into the price. So, as I mentioned in the intro, FA Nutrition sent us down this product, so you'll obviously head over to their official website to pick it up, and when you translate it over into UK pounds, it comes to £18.24, which ain't too bad, but it is 20 servings, and it's not even a 40-20 scenario, it is straight up just 20 servings only. And when you work that out per the serving, it works out as 91 pence a go, which is very good, because on our consistent price scale that measures how expensive pre-workouts are from across the world, it comes in at a very nice 8.5 out of 10, so priced way better than your average pre-workout of today's standards, which we would consider, by the way, to be a 5 out of 10 on our scale, bang in the middle. So this is coming out on top when it concerns the price, but what sort of pre-workout are we getting for that money? Is it even going to be worth picking up in the first place? Let's get into the label and then the effects. Okay, let's get into this label, and like I mentioned in the taste segment, 17.5 grams serving amount, which ain't too bad today for today's standard of pump formula. I guess it is probably on the lower end, but it's still acceptable, although you can't always judge things by the serving amount. Anyway, we start off with citrulline malate at 6 grams, of which is 4 grams of pure L-citrulline, which is the lowest dose that we like to see, really. You know, anything from 3 grams is going to have effect, all the way up to around 10 grams, you get a maximum effect. It's one of those scenarios. Most people like to see at least 6, so we've got 4 here, not too bad. It's an amino acid, it's going to help bump up nitric oxide levels in the bloodstream, increasing those veins and blood flow, and ultimately helping you get a pump. Like to see it. Then we've got beta-alanine, always like to see that again in non-stimulants, 3.2 grams, the amount we look for. That's going to give that itchy tingly sensation when it kicks in, but it's primarily obviously put in there for its endurance benefits. When it builds up in your system and reaches that saturation rate, it can help with buffering lactic acid. And then we move down to AKG, 1500 milligrams. An okay dose, I guess, probably on the lower end, but it's the salt of arginine. It's going to help with your muscular contractions, hydration, pump, endurance, athletic performance, and it will pair up with that L-citrulline. Then we move down to betaine, not betaine anhydrous, just betaine at a gram, which is a low dose, but bit of a jack of all trades ingredient, as you might or might not know. Helps with pumps, power, athletic performance, you know, all of the good stuff. Then we move down to taurine, gram, not a bad dose, about what you typically see. Similar can be said for this actually. Again, a jack of all trades amino, helps with a bit of focus, energy production, pump, hydration. Then we've got glycerol monostrate at a gram. It's not a great form of glycerol because I think it's only like a 10% yield of actually the ingredient you want, the glycerol. So it is a low dose as it is. So it's probably not going to do all too much, but why it's put in pre-workouts is to obviously soak up and draw in moisture and water into the muscle cells, hyperhydration, filling you out, and it obviously with that comes added athletic performance boosting benefits. Then we've got L-tyrosine at 500 milligrams. Like to see at least a gram, so it'll probably still have some effect, but not too fantastic. Amino acid's going to help with focus, concentration, mood boosting properties, all that good stuff. Then we've got choline bitartrate, 500 milligrams. So firstly, not a great dose. We normally like to see at least a gram when it's in this form. And secondly, it's probably the worst form of choline in terms of the ingredient itself and how you want to get it into your body. Alpha GPC and CDP choline are generally a lot better because they actually do cross the blood-brain barrier, unlike this one. So probably not going to do all too much, if at all, but it should help with your focus, concentration and clarity. Then we've got glucuronolactone, 100 milligrams. Not going to do all too much, but I think you normally see this in energy drinks. It's just going to help with your general athletic performance, some endurance benefits, nothing extreme or specific to a pre-workout. It's just fluffing up the label in my opinion. Then we've got niacin at 64 milligrams, which is 400% of your daily intake. So that is obviously a B vitamin, so it's going to have health benefits, but when it's put in a pre-workout alongside a good dose of beta-alanine, especially if the niacin's at a high dose, it can bring out that niacin flushing sensation, you know, where your skin goes all red, and it can enhance the beta-alanine. So will we get that here? We'll have to let you know. Then we've got choline. Oh, they've gone with a bit of alpha GPC here at 25 milligrams. How insulting. Just don't even put it in here. 25 milligrams. We normally like to see 600 milligrams of alpha GPC yielding 300 milligrams of choline for the focus, clarity, concentration, athletic performance boosting benefits that it can bring, but will it do all too much at that dose? The answer is no. Then we've got vitamin B6, 18 milligrams. Again, just general health ingredients, going to help with your energy levels and bodily functions. And that is it. There's no digestive aid that I can see. So, you know, we generally like to see a digestive aid in a pre-workout that's got a reasonably stacked label. Not to say this one's crazy stacked, but it's got a fair amount in it. So yeah, will the digestive aid be missed in the real world effects? We'll have to let you know. It's not a great label, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. It's okay. For the price point, it's not bad for the price point. I'll give it a thumbs up on that. But if we're disregarding the price, looking at the label only. So anyway, the most important thing is obviously how it comes together in the real world. So I'll be back after my chest day today to let you know. Obviously, I've used it a few times already over the last month or two, however long I've had it here. But today is chest day, so let's see what sort of pumps we can get on this bad boy. See you in a bit. Okay, time for the real world effects of Skull Crusher Stim Free Edition in the several times we've used it. Most recently today for chest and triceps. Okay, let's get straight down to it. So start off like we always do. Beta-alanine, it's in here, you feel it, quite obviously. It's just a question of how much you're going to feel it. And for me, I'd say 5 out of 10 on the tingle scale, so it kicks in reasonably. So you can feel it, you know it's in there, it gives you that sense of urgency to get moving, but it also doesn't blow your socks off. So if you do like beta-alanine, it's enough to feel it. If you don't like it, it's probably not enough to wind you up. So it's sitting in that middle ground. So I'll take that. We've always said it, we like beta-alanine in non-stim pre's because it gives the illusion of something kicking in, you know, you're feeling something. It feels like stimulation even though it's not a stimulant. So yeah, it's better than going cold turkey on your stim breaks, isn't it? And what it does also have is nootropics in here. And what I mean by that is focus elements, you know, your L-tyrosine, your choline. Is it sufficient enough to feel it in the gym at these dosages and how I felt it? No. So may as well just disregard any focus benefits that you may or may not get from this product. So didn't really feel any more focused than if I'd just gone without a pre-workout. So what I did feel is the beta-alanine And definitely the pumps. I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised with the pumps of this product. You know, today most notably, like I said, chest and triceps, I actually worked up some pretty nasty pumps, and I wasn't necessarily training for pumps. I trained the same way I do every other day. I ate the same, I drink the same. I'm a very consistent person when it concerns my water intake and my diet. My physique doesn't really change. I tend to maintain rather than do crazy bulks and cuts like I used to, but I digress. So yeah, the pumps were noticeably there. Now, they wasn't absolutely mind-blowing like the best pumps I've ever had, but they were definitely noticeable and they were definitely better than average. So I will put my hands up and admit, fair play, fair play. Because all we've really got, you know, just to retouch over the label, you've got your bit of citrulline, you've got a bit of AKG, betaine, taurine, bit of glycerol, and that's really it for pumps. So you've got a little bits and pieces here and there, but they do all come together to get things moving, and if you work with it, it's going to work with you. So yeah, the pumps they were okay. They were bordering on good. So I would actually recommend this product to people who are on a tight budget. You know, I do think that what you're actually getting from it for the price is good. Now, if we're looking at the product, completely ignoring the price, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. There's far better on the market, far better on the market. But if you factor the price in and the audience it's going for, yes, it does have a place. It does have an audience, and clearly that's what these guys are going for. So people on a tight budget that want a pump formula that works, that you're actually going to notice, get this one. Is it the craziest pumps you're ever going to see ever? No, but you will get pumped. And I'll flick up some videos or pictures or what have you of my chest session today, me just posing in the mirror to see just how pumped I was, and hopefully you can agree with me that I got a bit of a pump on. So yeah, no negative side effects. It didn't sit on the stomach, no upset there. You know, it's a typical stim-free product. You're not really going to get any negatives with it as long as it digests okay, which it did in this scenario.
Savage pumps in the gym and the bedroom. Wolf pump.
I could go through the label, you guys, and say, oh, I'd get rid of that ingredient, and I'd add this ingredient in, I'd up this dose and do this and that, but I kind of feel like it would fall on deaf ears because I don't think these guys are wanting to hit the premium audience. I don't think they're wanting to do expensive products, hardcore products, in terms of like mega stacked products. So yeah, I mean, it just is what it is, isn't it? You're paying for what you get, except you're actually getting more than what you're paying for. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to kick off too much about these products when you are actually getting decent effects for your money. It really just comes down to what you're after, like I say. So yeah, if you are on a stim break and you're on a tight budget and you want a pump pre-workout that you can feel and you get your beta tingles, this is going to be worth a look, definitely. So, you know, I wouldn't say avoid it. I don't think it's terrible. I wouldn't say go ahead and buy it either. I would say shortlist it if you're in the market for a budget, you know, bank account friendly, stimulant free, non-cold turkey pre-workout that you're gonna get reasonable pumps from. What more is there to say than that, guys? You know, yeah, they're never gonna be absolute top tier products, are they? They're just in that middle ground. But like I say, you're paying a really cheap price and you're getting better than average effects. So there we have it. I don't want to go around in circles too much more because I'm even annoying myself. But yeah, thank you guys for checking in for this one. I know a lot of you only really like watching the stimulant-based pre-workout reviews. The non-stim ones aren't all that exciting, you know, I'll admit it as well. But hopefully you found this useful. You know, let me know your thoughts down below. If you want to try it, if you like the look of it, if you would get a non-stim pre-workout that's like this, or if you like the mega stacked ones that are like 30 grams. You know, let's get a little discussion going, all the usuals. Is there anything else you want to see us review? Drop that down as well. But as always, stay